Hey guys, Mike again. Gonna talk about water heaters. Water heaters. Okay. Just want to show you a couple things on water heaters. Again, it's one of those things you want to know before the cold happens, but it's something that a lot of times we may forget about or neglect because they're kind of out of sight, out of mind until they don't work, and then it's like, oh man. So pay attention to them before they become a problem. Know how to work them. Know what the dials mean and all that kind of stuff before the cold weather happens. Sorry for the lighting in here. It's not a great lighting in my garage, but I'm going to try to show you the different components of a standard tank style water heater. There's two styles out there. There's a tank style, which is like the normal big tanks like that. And then there's also one called a tankless water heater, which is an on-demand water heater. I don't have one of those. A lot of good videos out there. Just search on YouTube and see what you can find on those. They are definitely a different animal, and they don't like cold weather. I'll tell you that much. A lot of my neighbors and stuff have been having trouble with the tankless water heaters in this cold snap that we've had here in the last few days. So anyway, just look for other videos on those to help you out with your tankless. But I'm going to show you the tank stuff. So okay, so here's what we got. We're in the garage, obviously. It is insulated, as in the walls are closed, but there's no heater in here. So as you can imagine, if it's 0 degrees outside, it's real cold in here, right? I mean, it's not gonna be warm at all. It's not a heated space. So when the power's on, that's okay, not a big deal, because these things are keeping heat in the water. You know, obviously there's a burner down here at the bottom, and they're heating the water in the tank and they're keeping it hot. So these things are not gonna freeze as long as the fire is on inside them. They're on, and the power's on. But here's the problem: as soon as the power goes off, they have a safety mechanism that's going to turn them off. And it's a good thing they have that, because if they didn't have that, the flame could go out and your gas would just fill up your garage and potentially be an explosive hazard, right? So we don't want that. But you got to understand that these things are going to go off and get cold if the power goes out. So if the power's out for a long period of time, this whole thing can freeze solid, and that's a real bad deal. So just want to show you the first part. Okay, so if the power goes out and they go out, what do I need to do? How do I get them going again? I'm going to show you right here. See if I can film it. Man, the lighting is really bad. Sorry, guys. This knob on top right here, hope you can see that. That is the control knob, and you see how it says low, hot, very hot, and over here it says pilot, on and off. All right, so here's the deal. If the power goes out, once the power comes back on, these, at least mine, don't have a battery backup. So when power's out, there's no way to run these things. Maybe yours is different. Maybe you have a battery backup or something like that, but for mine, I have to have power for them to work. When they go out, what you need to do is come back out here. Now, usually they will automatically start on their own, so you don't have to do anything. But there have been times when, for whatever reason, they wouldn't start. We had a situation where with the power came back on, the gas pressure was really low and they wouldn't start back up then. So there may be different situations where they don't automatically come back on. If that happens, you're gonna need to come out here and light this pilot light, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna turn that dial that I was showing you to where the pilot is lined up on this side. There's a red arrow right here. Sorry, the lighting's so bad, guys, but just trust me, it's there. So you're gonna do that, get this pilot button on this side, hold the pilot button down, and you have to keep holding it down. And then this right here, I don't know if you can see it, that's a striker. It's a little thing you just push down and it pops, and that creates the spark. Just like other things that have a pilot light. You just push that down while holding this yellow bucket, or this yellow button, and your pilot light will come on. Now down here, I hope you guys can see this. You can actually see the pilot light in there. You see that little blue flame? There's a inspection window right here, and that's what we're looking through. That's where you're seeing that flame, is through that inspection window. That's how you can know if the pilot light's on, okay? So you wanna be looking there while you strike that lighter, and that will help turn on your pilot light, and that'll get you going. Once you got your pilot light turned on and it's going, go ahead and turn your control knob back to low or high, wherever you like to keep it. low, high, very hot, just depending on how you like it, and then you're good to go. It's back up and running. So that's all you have to do. Super simple, okay? Now, we have had a lot of situations where people have said, well, my water heater's on, but I'm not getting any hot water. And what's probably happened there is that your hot water line got frozen somewhere in the wall. So I'm gonna show you how these things go into the wall. You see kind of a maze of pipes there. You've got an inlet that's coming from the cold water side. So that's this one. It goes in, it fills up the tank gets hot, and this is your outlet. So this pipe, the hot outlet, see I touched that, it's super hot. So you can tell which one's hot and which one's cold. So if you're not getting any hot water, something up here is frozen, okay? Either the inlet or the outlet, or it's frozen between here and the faucet, whichever faucet is out. So what we did, check this out. You see, that's actually a unit heater right here. We didn't have any hot water. We couldn't figure out what was going on. So we actually put a unit heater up here and just set it on top of it and just let it heat those pipes up and heat this wall up. And it took a couple hours, but then we started getting a little bit of hot water dripping through, and we opened our hot water faucets full blast. So they were trying to pull water through. And so eventually it started getting a little drip, and then it started blowing a little bit more, and then all of a sudden it just came through when the ice chunk, whatever was blocking it, broke free. So if you do have an issue where your hot water heater's on but it's not coming inside, try this up at the top. Try heating up your pipes as they come in and out of the wall first. And if that doesn't work, then it's somewhere deeper into the wall. But here's what you want to do. You don't really ever want these things to go cold, because again, we're in a cold garage. There's no heat in this garage. Most of our garages don't have heat. You don't want to just turn these things off. So even if you're inside your home, your hot water's not running, go ahead and fire these things up and keep this water warm, because that's going to keep some heat into them. It's going to keep them from cracking their tanks and anything else inside of them. It's going to keep these pipes from cracking right here. And eventually that hot water that's trying to make its way through will. It's just going to take some time. So keep them running, keep them hot as much as you can. If the power's on, you should be able to see those pilot lights, and you should be good to go. So again, that was just an overview of the tank style water heaters. Tankless, man, I'm not much help. Those things are, those are a different animal. So call your plumber, or, watch some YouTube videos on that. The tankless ones that I have seen have really good user's manuals. So if you can grab the user's manual or find it online, read that, and it'll give you some good directions on what to do for those. So, okay, that's water heaters. Thanks everybody. Let's keep learning together. Bye.